Welcome to our front porch. We're here for our second Victorian Tree Decoration Workshop, and we're happy to have you. We're excited to have you with us again today. I am joined by Miss Chu and Miss Bath, and thank you both for working on this with us. It's been just a lot of fun, and I'm eager for you to try these ornaments with us today. If you were here last week, these are going to be different, so you should have a bag of materials. If you're just joining us, we've put in the description below these videos what materials you'll need, the size of the paper, and other things. So you're welcome to pick up these things around your home and join in as well. I'd like to not only thank you two, but also thank the Illinois Arts Council for supporting our programming. And it helps us continue to find ways to bring programs to you at a time when people cannot come in and join us in person. So thanks to the Illinois Arts Council. I don't know, what else do we have, ladies? Are we ready to go? Are we excited?
We are very excited.
So
these are going to be fun.
It's so close to Christmas.
I know, it's a great day to get your house all decorated. So let's get started. And if you have questions or comments, or if you're having a hard time with the sound or anything, please write it in the comment section. I'll be monitoring those, and I can ask our ladies as well to repeat something, or if you have a question about the Victorian era, I'll make sure we put that in part of our conversation. So welcome to our front porch, and let's get started.
Okay. I am going to, even though I mentioned this last week, I am going to just mention again something about the importance of Christmas traditions during the Victorian era, and especially the tree. Trees were small. They were set on a tabletop. They were basically a present in themselves, but for the children. It was not necessarily for adults. And Christmas Eve, the tree would be put up. The parents would probably decorate it the night before. So when the children came on Christmas morning, they would see this beautiful thing, illuminated, not with Christmas lights, but with candles. They had to be very careful with that.
Yes.
They would have garlands that were made out of dried fruit and nuts or herbs and spices. They would put cookies on the tree. They would put candy on the tree. And there were presents on the tree. I mean, I've got a little toy doll, mittens, we've got wooden things. And so the whole tree itself was a present. You will note that when we do some of these ornaments, especially today, they're going to be large because the trees at that time had very long gaps or big gaps within the branches. And these ornaments were designed to fill in the gaps. They're not like today where you get trees from the tree farms and they're beautifully shaped. But I think we're going to start off with Mrs. Chu going through the packages.
Oh, I am very happy to do that so that we know exactly what we're going to be working with. Now, our first ornament is, and there are more pieces this week, so I may have to do a bit of fishing to get everything together. This is for the first ornament. It is the cinnamon stick bundles. You should have 6 cinnamon sticks and a length of twine or yarn and a little piece of evergreen. Now, the thing I like about that is it smells so good. That is our most fragrant ornament.
Yes.
The next ornament is one of my favorites. It is icicles. And so you have some pieces, some of foil and some yarn. And accordion chain. Now this does not look like, this is what you will need. It's a length of paper, and we will show you what to do with it. It doesn't look much like a chain, but it will very soon. The next is, a hanging candy. Well, who doesn't like that? You will have some pieces of tissue, some yarn, and some pieces of candy, and we'll show you what to do with those as well. And the last one, and we'll tell you, this is called a Dresden elephant, and we will tell you what the Dresden elephant is later, but you will need this. It's just the one piece of paper. So those are what you will need. I'm going to put these all back in so that I can get them out in a few moments as we go through the step by step through each ornament. So with that, that is what you will need. And also there is a directions for what you will need. If you wonder if you've got everything that you need in your bag, there is also a sheet of directions for as that you can use as we go through making each ornament.
I'm going to ask
I'm
you
going
to
to
lift that up.
Lift this.
Oh, no, you can move that there.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Excuse me.
Okay. Now, the cinnamon sticks, very simple. You get at least 3 of them together in a little bundle. You get your yarn or string or twine.
Twine.
We're doing 2 different things. I'm using the yarn. Mrs. Chu is using the twine. I've had a little cut on my finger today, so with the bandage, I'm having trouble. So I'm trying to
Let
make
me
it
know if
easier.
you need help, Mrs. Bath.
Oh, I
that's
forgot.
what this is
We
all
should
about.
probably put the greenery in ahead of time.
Well, you can do that, although I am using the twine. And I'm going to tie it first. I've used 3 of the cinnamon sticks. Ooh, they smell so good.
I know.
And now I'm going to put the greenery on it so that it will, I'm not very good at tying these things sometimes. So it's okay if you need to ask someone to help you with this too. There we go.
Very
And
simple.
then we can, that can be put on our tree in a little while.
Although something else
There.
I've noticed with
Mhm.
yarn, it has more texture. So with the tree, in fact, some of our ornaments we put up when we were decorating
Mhm.
the large tree, I would just loop it around the branch because the needles of the tree and the yarn would bind
Hold it.
together. So you don't necessarily
Mhm.
have to go and make a loop.
A loop. Now with the twine, I think I'm going to
You would
make a
have to.
very small loop, and because I don't want this, I don't want the cat playing with this on the floor.
And
That
the-
has happened at our house.
And the beauty about something like a cinnamon stick bundle is that, yes, your home would smell beautiful, but also then you see they would use the cinnamon later on when they would be baking or cooking.
Yes.
They would have to go and grate it and whatnot.
Yes.
Again, it served several purposes,
Mhm.
but this is a very simple one. It looks very colorful. If you've got ribbons, you could try it with
Oh, yeah.
ribbons. And again, with some of the ornaments that we're going to do today, Mrs. Chu is correct. If you have a cat or a dog, you may want to have it a little higher because they would love to bat it.
Oh, yes. This is a wonderful cat toy. However, we keep it up high so that, but that is
Okay.
lovely. Very, very nice. Okay.
Now, we've got enough for a second one, but I figure that they could do it themselves.
I think when you have a chance, you could do it. And maybe what you want to do is take these extra cinnamon sticks and find something else, maybe a piece of ribbon or another piece of yarn or something. Or I once, a friend of mine used to make these, and she used to put tiny flowers in them
Ah,
because even though it's winter, we do like to be reminded of pretty things like flowers.
Well, that's why the evergreen.
Yes.
The tree is green, it's an evergreen. That's why you do it, because it was the tradition of in the dead of winter when everything else
Yes.
was dead, you had life going on.
Mm-hmm.
And Victorian period, the 19th century, they tied in so much with the religion at that time,
Yes.
but they still made it fun.
There is no reason why it can't be a lot of fun. So you might want to take these extra cinnamon sticks and find something around your house. Ask an adult if it's okay if you use it, and make your own type
Mhm.
of ornament. So
Okay.
now the next one. Oh, my favorite. This one.
Now this is a foil ornament, and there's actually quite a few ornaments that were handmade during the Victorian period, and they were called foil ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
Like last week, I explained how people would save the scrap paper, butcher paper, newspapers, anything they could get, and make ornaments out of it. The same thing with foil.
Mm-hmm.
If someone got tea that was covered, the box was covered with foil,
Yes.
they would save that. The thing is, at that time, it was actual tin foil made out of tin. It was
Mhm.
heavier. It was, in a sense, it withstood a lot more than what we've got in modern day. Modern day, this foil is made out of a different material. And I think our accordion chain, originally it was used as a foil ornament. In fact,
yes.
on the large tree, we have a sample of that. But with modern day foil,
It was hard to do.
it's hard. Some of those more complicated foil ornaments, when you cut and trim, the foil laps together, and it takes.
It's very difficult sometimes. It's not, you can't pull it apart quickly.
Yes.
But this is a little different. And the thing I like about this, and as Mrs. Bath is showing you, I should let you give the instructions, Mrs. Bath.
You lay the foil sheet down. Try to have the shiny side down, and
Yes.
so the duller side is upright. You get your yarn and you lay it along one edge of the foil, the lengthwise, and you just basically start rolling.
Start rolling it up.
And don't worry, it does not have to be perfect, because there's something else you do later on.
Because icicles are all different. And what you are making is a foil icicle. You can make them different sizes.
Oh, and you were doing yours a lot. Mrs.
See,
Chu was doing tighter,
I like my icicles very.
and I did mine a little wider, because then what you do is you start at the end, you start twirling it, twisting it so it's a point, and then you work your way up and try to make it wider as you're working your way up, like an icicle. When it drips down, the point is sharp and the top is wider, and there's your icicle.
Now, one thing that I'm going to do is my icicle has a little bit of yarn here. I'm just going to trim that off, because as I didn't tell you before, you will need some scissors and a glue stick with these activities. And there is my icicle.
Should we do another one?
I think I should do another one.
These are simple, but these are fun.
And
And you could have different lengths of the foil. It does not have to be very wide, but you could have, it's the length that is important. So you could have a variety of different, oh, I think I've got,
they are,
and you have many sheets of foil. Make sure it's just one sheet. I
Yes.
grabbed this and I had several together.
the sheets of foil are 3 inches by 5 inches. So they're not very big. They're about like, if you've ever used recipe cards.
Oh, like an index card?
Yes, like
Oh,
an
okay.
index card. Oh, you are so neat and tidy, Mrs. Bath. I have a very messy icicle, but I don't care. I like it that way.
Well,
Yeah.
Again, I'm having some difficulty with my Band-Aid.
Oh, so you, okay, that's a very good reason.
That's
However, that's one of the things I like about this is you could have however many people want to do this, and they're all going to be different, and that's the best thing about it.
yes.
And that's what makes a Victorian Christmas tree very special, is I don't think there were ever any two that were alike.
They weren't alike. And again, it was a family activity making these.
Yes.
People would get together, they would have some tea or cider, and they would talk and gossip and
Gossip.
gossip.
Huh.
And there you go. And I mean, it's so beautiful to have, look at against the red. That looks so beautiful.
Oh, doesn't that look pretty?
And hanging from the tree, the green tree.
Yes.
It's just so nice. And foil was really appreciated and valued because they made such spectacular ornaments at the time.
Firelight would catch that. Be very pretty.
Now, if we're going too fast for you, please let us know. Just
Yes. One thing I might do, again, because of the way our tree is at home, is I might put a little loop in the top just to make sure that I can put it on the tree. And again, the cat who thinks that we have put up a lovely tree full of toys for her.
That's right.
So you can just tie a little knot in it, and that way, or you can just wrap this around the branch like that. So,
and something else about these ornaments, they are not breakable. Not
oh
like,
no,
not like the glass ornaments. And yes, during the Victorian period, especially from the East Coast moving west in more prosperous areas, they had beautiful glass ornaments.
Yes.
In the United States, they came primarily from Germany.
Germany, yes.
But with these, if a cat or if a child gets them,
Mhm.
if they get bent, you could straighten them out. You could easily make them again. Again,
Yes.
these are scrap things
We have
that you
plenty
get
of-
around the house.
Yes. Mhm. And our next ornament, Mrs. Bath. Oh, the accordion chain.
Oh my. Now, this originally was one of the designs for foil, but as I mentioned earlier, using foil, especially modern day foil,
Mhm.
it crimps together and it was a little more difficult.
Mhm.
It's actually easier and more, I think, more fun
Mhm.
if you're a first time ornament maker to use paper, wrapping paper. And basically get it lengthwise. And this is going to be slippery, but you fold it in half. Make a nice tight crease, if possible. I am having trouble with the slipperiness.
Yes, this is more slippery. But the foil is very pretty, and I would use the foil again, but you have to work more slowly because it will tear.
Okay.
The paper does not tear.
You need scissors this time. And it does not necessarily matter if you start at the folded side or the open side.
True.
Which way should we start? I'm going to leave it up to you.
Well, let's start with the folded side.
Okay. Now you have to be careful because you're cutting maybe about a ½ inch. And you cut, but don't cut all the way to the end. You're cutting down the center and you're leaving almost an inch along the edge.
So your cut looks, oh, that not going to go quite as far as I wanted it to.
Okay.
Your cut looks about like that, but you don't want to, you want to fasten there.
So the first cut is from
Mhm.
the folded edge.
Yes.
Then you turn it over and you're getting it from the open edge and you're doing about a ½ inch,
Another ½ inch.
½ inch,
cut.
but leaving it at least an inch from the edge,
Yes.
from the fold. And you alternate, which means you change. You go back to the folded side. And you do that. And if you make mistakes, that's okay.
Maybe your chain will just be a bit shorter.
Or there's something called glue.
Yes. And I like the question last week that we had about what kind of glue would have been used. And it would probably have been a flour paste.
Especially in this region.
Yes. But we have these wonderful things called glue sticks, which I'm sure my pioneer ancestors would have loved.
But they had to make their own fun during that
Oh,
time.
yes.
And the Christmas season was a period of great activity. They would have parties, get-togethers.
Even weddings.
It was a very popular time for
Popular
weddings
time for a wedding.
because everything was decorated and you had great food and family and friends were coming over.
And one thing, Mrs. Bath, you maybe promised to tell, is about the storytelling
Oh, yes.
that would go on. Now, when I think of Christmas, I do not think of scary stories, but Victorian Christmas stories tended to be what we would think more like would be more appropriate at Halloween. Scary stories. And some of them were quite scary. I don't know where that started. Someone told me it was an effort to help children learn how important it was to behave. I don't think it worked.
Well, that's why in Dickens' Christmas Carol, the three spirits are really the three ghosts.
Ghosts, yes. And
Yes, I remember reading one of these stories about the Victorian tales, and it was about a Christmas party, and they were playing blind man's bluff. And the thing is, there was a person who had the mask on doing blind man's bluff, and it turned out she was the ghost of a woman who was engaged, and then her fiance abandoned her and married somebody else.
Mrs. Bath, that is not going to make me behave, but it's a good story. But the traditions were rather different, but they were all based on something that I think is still very important, is that the families got together. My, this is a long piece of paper, Mrs.
I know.
Bath.
But the chains are supposed to be nice.
That
And
was
elegant.
the thing. They were long. A lot of these ornaments we're doing today are very, very long. Last week we did the balls and the fans
The cornucopias.
and the cornucopias. But these are These are going to be long and elegant. Okay. Almost my last
I know.
cut.
Yay.
Yay.
Whoops.
Okay.
And what you do is you carefully open it up this way along the folded edge, and be careful so you do not tear things. And if you do, it's okay. I remember when I first was looking up and practicing with some of these ornaments, I did a lot of tearing.
Oh, yes.
And then you grab either end and you gently pull. And there's your
Don't pull too hard.
Don't pull too hard.
But you have, this is the fun part.
It's a surprise.
You have a beautiful chain. And as you hang it up,
It spreads out so
it
nice.
spreads out even more.
And sometimes people would actually, well, we could glue the ends together and
We
have
could glue
long.
them together, yes.
I was going to say, do you want to glue it together now?
We could do
Yeah,
that.
why don't you?
Show our friends how to.
Do you want to glue the side or should I?
Well, I think
Why don't you do
I
my
think with
side
your bandaged finger, I think you should let me operate the glue stick.
Okay.
There.
Okay, and then we get this. Oops, no, if you could make sure it's evened up.
I think can I see what I'm doing here? Not terribly well. But
that's-
again, it doesn't have to be perfect.
And then we have a very
Very
Oops,
long.
turn it over if we can. A very long garland or chain, an accordion chain.
Oh, this is.
Oops.
There we go.
It's long, and you could just keep on making more of these and
More and
gluing
more
them
and
together
more. Mhm.
and do your whole tree.
Last week we did the paper chain with the little strips of paper.
Yes.
This is just a different one,
Yes.
but just as pretty.
Okay.
They're lovely.
Oops.
All right. Now, our next one is the candy.
Well, originally it was called peanuts on a string because peanuts were a bit exotic in some
Yes.
areas, and it was shelled peanuts. So you had, but candy is a little easier. And I forgot. You have to do the
Yes.
fringing. Now you should have at least at this point, I would say try doing 3.
I would say try doing 3, but you could do as many as you like. But
Get 3 sheets together.
mhm.
And there are different ways of doing this. You're going to fringe it. Now you've got to make certain that you're going to fringe it, but you've got to have a solid area in the center that the candy can go in.
Mhm.
And you can either do it separately this way and turn things over, or easy, fold it in half. And I'm all for making things a little easier.
Oh. I see what you were doing.
Well, you can do it one way and I can do it the
I
other.
was going to say,
Do you
let's-
trust me cutting? Because
I'm not sure. You have a Band-Aid on your finger, but I think I can trust you.
and you just make little fringes, but again, make sure that you're giving it at least enough space in the center so the candy can be wrapped up.
So you're making and again, does not have to be perfect. We're only cutting in, maybe a little over half an inch.
When you become more comfortable doing this, you could have fringes that are closer together. fun listening to that lovely
Music.
music.
Music is so pretty. I promise I won't sing.
Well, except that was another
That
activity. They would sing. They would. Somebody would have a violin or a fiddle, the piano,
Dancing.
dancing. And another thing I kind of enjoyed finding out about some of the games they would play on during the Christmas period. And the Christmas period could start as early as December the 6th, which was St. Nicholas Day, and then go all the way until January the 6th, which was the Epiphany. But the 12 days of Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's especially, was when there was a lot of activities going on. They would have parties, they would go on sleigh rides.
And there were a lot of things to remembering people who perhaps did not have enough food or clothing. And Christmas was a time when people tried to share the good things that they had.
Well, I made little fringes. You made much bigger ones.
Well,
I like
I
yours
had-
better.
Well, I rather like yours because I'm still cutting. Yours were faster. However, that just shows there's more than one way to do it. And you can use different colors of tissue paper.
Oh, and that would be attractive if you
You
had
had red and green or red and purple or whatever
red and white.
color, red and white, any color you would like.
But it should be tissue paper because it's easier to roll up the candy.
If you use, I tried it. I actually tried it with the wrapping paper. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It's too stiff.
Yes.
And then you get a piece. Oh, you get one sheet.
No. It just takes the one sheet.
And with the Tootsie Rolls, since they have the edges, it's much easier, I think, if you fold the flaps in. And then you just tightly roll the candy up.
Tissue paper is slippery, but that doesn't matter.
I was going to say, I don't find this as slippery as the wrapping paper. And then, now, and this is kind of important. Oh, I'll wait until you're done.
Okay,
Mrs.
here
June.
I come. Almost there. Yay!
I have
Done.
the open end facing me.
Mm-hmm. Like this.
Fold it over, and then you get one end where the fringe is, and you are twisting it toward you,
Yes.
toward the open end. If you do it the other way, the candy will fall out. You do it one side, and you do it the other side the same way. You are twisting it toward you. So you end up with something like this. And I think we should do all three.
I think it
so
would
we can,
probably be a good idea. Now,
yes.
I have,
But again, with this type of candy, make sure you turn those ends in. It just
And
makes it easier.
again, when I take these home, I shall have to put them rather high on the tree because while the cat is trying to get down some of the ornaments, so is the dog.
Ah,
We do not want her getting into the candy.
but again, this was something, even like with the cornucopias from last week. You
Yeah.
would say you'd fill it with candy or cookies, having the hanging candy. You know,
Yes,
the tree itself was a gift.
yes.
People enjoyed it. I still remember when I was growing up, there was an elderly family that lived next to us, and they maintained a small table tree. And my brother and I would visit them, and they actually had imported candies wrapped
Oh.
in foil, and they had decorated the tree with that. that and a few other things, and we could go and take a piece of
Oh.
candy. Some very good chocolate candy.
Well, Mrs. Bath, I had told you that I have designs on those cookies over there on the tree. Chocolate covered ginger.
Gingerbread cookies, and they used a
Mhm.
lot of spice cakes and spice pies and something with strong scents with cinnamon, clove, and
And
nutmeg.
they would keep well.
Yes.
Spices were a way of preserving. Not only were they delicious, but you could keep things longer.
Just like fruitcakes.
Yes, yes. Mrs. Bath has her fruitcake at home.
And mincemeat pies.
Oh, that was my family's tradition, is mincemeat.
And remember, they did not have refrigerators
There was
or
no
freezers.
right.
This was a way of preserving the food. They used a lot of dried fruit. It was a way of using the harvest that you had. And
The only thing you
it
could
was
hope
special.
for was a cold winter
Yes.
to help preserve things. My fringes have got a little flat.
That's okay.
All right.
So we each have 3, and
Mhm.
you get your yarn, and you get one piece of candy. This is going to be the bottom, and basically, you tie the yarn around the piece of candy.
Mhm.
And I'm having trouble because it's slipping out, but that's all right. This is why it's good to do this with a family member or friends, because you can laugh
And you can have someone to stick their finger on it to hold it tight. There.
okay. And then you get the second one. You leave a space. You want a space of maybe an inch, inch and a half. And basically you're going to tie that.
Again.
These almost, with them being red, they remind me of strings of firecrackers.
Oh, yes. One of the European customs, English customs, was crackers, Christmas crackers. And they looked like this, but they were larger. And when you pulled on them, they would open with a cracking sound. And there was usually a toy or a little bit of candy, something festive inside.
I was going to say, in one of the Harry Potter movies, when they have the Christmas time and you see them pulling on something,
Yes.
and wearing funny hats, they are pulling on an English or British, what's known as a cracker.
A cracker.
I think you can also refer to them as a popper.
2 of them. Poppers, they're sometimes called poppers.
Even with my bandage, I did it
Oh,
faster
you
than
did
you.
well. That's okay. Remember, this is not a race. However, here we go. I grabbed one of the pieces of yarn that is a bit short.
Oh, well,
And that's what
you could tie 2 together.
I could tie 2 together because I have plenty of yarn. So if you do run a little short, in fact, wouldn't it be nice if I had a different color yarn? But I like the red. Red is
Festive.
one of my favorite colors, as you can tell. Okay.
But look at how beautiful they are. And they hang, again, they can be longer. You can have a few more if you want to, but they are hanging just so beautifully. Oops. And Mrs. Chu said, yes,
I'm getting there. I am getting there.
do a double knot on the last one.
I do a double knot on the last one, and it will keep. There we go.
There we
Yes.
go. They just kind of hang and swing. And with the old trees with the big gaps, you would see this hanging in the
Yes.
tree, and it was so festive and so
Yes.
beautiful.
That is fun.
And then, of course, the children knew it contained treats to eat.
Yes, good things. Okay, now I am going to put a loop in this because this is a bit heavier. It may not. There. I can now hang that on the tree.
And again, if you had different colored tissue paper, oh, that would be pretty.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
Alternating or whatnot. It's just so nice.
Something you might also use, but you'd have to be a little more careful, is if you have any of the foil left. But you would have to be careful. The tissue that it could tear
The
more
tissue
easily.
paper would, I think, be a little better.
Mhm.
Because
Yes.
with modern day foil, it just, and paper was valuable during the Victorian period, but it was easier to come by than the foil.
Then the foil, yes. All right, now our last ornament.
Okay. The Dresden. Oops. Now, I will be honest, I have no idea where the term Dresden ornament came from. Maybe they were first done in Germany.
I
don't know.
think they were first made in Germany.
But this was one that people would actually go to the store and buy. And it was on a heavier grade paper, could be like a cardboard. And exotic animals at that time were very popular.
Mhm.
Giraffes, ostriches, zebras, elephants were very popular. And you'd go to the store, you'd get the form, you would decorate it, and then you would put it on your tree. Some of the decorations were fantastic. The one example I actually saw, the person doing it was very good with needlework, and for each of the different areas had gotten like an embroidery silk
Ooh.
and had
How pretty.
sewn everything. It was gorgeous. Sometimes they would also, like on the elephant at the top, they may cut out something from a woman's magazine, a picture of an angel or a cherub or
Oh.
whatnot, and put it on top also.
Mhm.
But this is one where you have to be very creative. Hopefully you've got some colored pens or markers or pencils. If you have stickers, oops, I've got some stickers here that are going to be blinding because you could use stickers. Oh, I have some lovely blue jewels. I don't know what they are, but yes, oops, I'm going to stick some there. And I even have some glitter. But last week, I think I mentioned if you do anything with glitter, make certain you have a glitter box. It's
Yes.
a plain box. If it has holes at the end, please tape them up. This way you can do things you want in there and shake them, and hopefully the glitter will not go all around the house.
Yes.
So at this point, I'm going to put the glitter box down here when we need it. That should be one of the last things you do.
Perfect.
Do not cut it first. It is easier to decorate with your square.
True.
So I would say, let's start decorating a little bit.
All right.
I don't know. I'm just so excited. I don't know what to do.
Well, I do, because I'm sure that I had a red pencil in here. And I think, I do.
Oh, we've got all
We've
sorts
got
of
all
exciting.
kinds of colors.
Hope you don't mind.
I think you should use whatever you would like. Now,
I am going to. I really don't know what to do. I'm just all a Twitter.
you're a Twitter?
A Twitter.
What's that? A Twitter? I love the color. Because nobody can tell me that I should have done it a different way. I like that.
And by the way, these markers have a narrow point and a wide point, just to let you know ahead of time.
And as my son would have said, it doesn't matter if you go out of the lines.
Oh, no, it's artistic.
No. Yeah. Oh,
I'm going to do some purple. I'm going to use the white one.
well, since it is Christmas,
You're going with
I think my elephant will have.
I'm sure there are people watching this who are doing this much better than I.
Oh, I'm positive that there. Let's see.
My magic marker seems to be drying out a
Oh
little bit.
dear.
Oh, well.
They are not brand new, are they?
Oh,
I think you have used those a great deal.
but that's okay. I'm going to put a sticker on here.
I think it's sticker.
I'm going to use a blue one.
And I am going to take one of these lovely, shiny, let's see where.
I'm going to use lots of stickers. I'm going to put the sticker right there on
There.
the elephant. Ta-da!
I think. There we go.
Do we have any? No, pink. Oh, well.
Well, there we do have red, and
I think I've got a red
light
over
red.
here.
Okay.
And I think
And let's see. Oh, I like this sticker.
And you could do as much as you want. I'm going to put do the elephant's nails. I haven't colored in a long time.
Well, Mrs. Bat, coloring is making quite a comeback, and I think that's good. It's very relaxing. You put on some music.
Oh, that's very nice.
I've been practicing.
Would you like to do any glitter? I think
Actually, I would like to do some glitter.
okay. You had better.
Not quite sure.
You have to choose the color.
Oh, let's see what we have. Oh, we
And
have a
remember,
lovely
you
gold.
glue it first, and then you do the glitter on there.
Okay.
And I'll take the rest of the glitter out.
Let's see. Oh, it looks like such a happy elephant.
I'm finding myself beginning to hum. I don't think you want that.
That's all right. Here we go. Now, with luck, I will not spray glitter all over. Oh, this is like a little
It,
salt shaker.
yes,
Oh,
I find that.
so you
much-
won't go home with glitter all over your vehicle.
Oh my, that looks pretty. I like that. Okay. Okay. Now, my feeling is, now when you're done,
Mm-hmm.
you might want to take that
Okay.
because put this all in here, and you then basically, if this were totally done, you then cut along the edge, so you end up with the oval. Just follow the heavy black line. And again, I think later on I'll finish mine. I kind of like the glitter.
Well, I am not sure I'm done with my elephant.
If you had pieces of ribbon or scrap material or scrap paper, you could also glue this on there. Again, be very, very creative. It's fun. Any style you want. The Victorians loved color. So the brighter, the more unusual. And then I've got a piece of twine. You've got the,
I have a piece of yarn.
and basically then
I'm
you
going
would
to do.
or you could use a ribbon, anything like that. Ta-da! And again, there is your Dresden. And again, I'm sure that your everybody else's is much better because they're taking more time and they probably
Oh,
have
yes.
pens or pencils that aren't drying out. Uh, but you've got the glitter. I think I'll do, and I've got the bright stickers on there.
Oh, you can do as many, and you might want to, if you have like a coloring book or something, that you might want to use some of those.
You mean the pencils or the
A
crayons?
a coloring book, and that has other animal shapes and
yes.
designs in it,
But then
and make your own.
But it'd be good if you had it on heavier paper.
You would
or
need to have it.
cardboard.
Yes, yes. Get someone to help you put it on a heavier paper.
Glue it on there and then
Mhm.
decorate it and then
Yes.
cut it out. And again,
Mhm.
you just have it as a circle. You could even have it as a square and hang it on your tree.
Oh, they were all different shapes.
Yes.
Yes.
Are there any questions that people have? No. Ah, well, let me see now. Is there anything else we had about the ornaments that we did, or
Only that you can do what you would like. There really are no rules when you get into you do the basics, and then you do what you would like.
yes? Well, at this point in time,
Well, ladies, this was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, not only about the Victorian era, but also some techniques and how to put these together. And I hope
Mhm.
all of your trees are looking festive and Victorian. And,
Oh, and
if you have photos or you want to send us something, just hashtag it WI Museum, or oops, I guess I could take that off. You can hear me better. Send us some photos, post them on Facebook. Let us know how yours turned out. Also, if there's any feedback or comments, please let us know. We're learning new things here together, and we're happy to hear from you with other ideas, or if you'd like us to continue this type of programming. So happy holidays. Thank you for joining us on our front porch. And ladies, do you want to help us decorate our tree a little bit before we sign
yes,
off?
please.
All right. Happy holidays. And
well, I was
Let's
going to
see.
say,
Yeah.
Sue, would you like to put up an ornament?
I'm going to go and get the camera. I got to make sure that people can see you decorating.
And what would people have said? We say Merry
Oh.
Christmas. They would say Happy Christmas.
I think we should do the
Oh, let's do
accordion
the-
chain because
the-
it's beautifully long.
Oh, beautiful.
Now, I'm going to have you find a place to put it, and then I will be the
Okay.
tail, and you be.
I think I'm going to have to find someplace very high.
Oops.
Okay. What did I knock off?
You
Okay.
knocked off one of the fans, but that's okay. Again, they can fall and they don't break.
They don't break? Yeah.
Okay, and I am going to have that hanging down here. That looks pretty.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And it contrasts with the chain.
What we did last week.
Okay, I like the cinnamon. See, now I'm listening to that music and I want to sing along. And see, I just have the yarn and I can twist it around.
Oh, that's good.
And it
Now,
hangs.
this is stiffer, but it hangs beautifully. That is going nowhere. Mm.
Okay.
Oh, I want to find a place where these can hang.
Let me see now. This tree has a lot of ornaments on it.
Oh, the more the better.
I know, but I'm gonna hang that over here. Oh, I got one over there.
We're running out of space.
I know.
That's all right.
Victorians liked to pack their trees with lots of ornaments. Dropping the yarn all over the place, but here's the candy on the. We have lots of spots already done. Well, I think I'll just
I'm
go
going
and
to
do
put
that.
mine down here.
There. And the Dresden.
Oh, the Dresden, yes.
I'm just going to hang that over next to an icicle. There. I think that looks nice.
That looks beautiful.
I do like the candies and a few other things. They're just so nice. Bye.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Enjoy yourself.